After the mouse driver software has been installed, you will have to change the config sys file and perhaps the autoexec bat file. It may also be necessary to reconfigure CMOS or make hardware adjustments to the motherboard.
These topics are covered in the study unit about upgrades. You should also refer to the documentation that came with your mouse to make sure you follow all the procedures recommended by the manufacturer.
By now, you should have read the study unit about disk drives. This unit contains background information about disk drives and written directions describing how to remove one. Now we'll demonstrate how to remove a disk drive from a PC.
The only tool you'll need is a screwdriver, either straight or Phillips head, or a nut driver. Different computer manufacturers use various types of fasteners, so it's important that you have a variety of tools on hand. We're also assuming that you're removing and reinstalling the same type of disk drive. You should have a small divided box on hand to organize the screws you remove. This will be especially important when you're working on a PC at a client site where it will be easy to lose a screw or get them mixed up.
The first step is to open the system unit to gain access to the motherboard. This procedure is covered in Section 3 of this video, so we won't repeat it here. If you feel it's necessary, review Section 3 now.
The disk drive will be in the front of the computer on the right side. It's held in place by several mounting screws. In some cases, a set of adapters will be present. Depending on the computer, you may want to use an offset screwdriver for easier access to the screws. Remove the mounting screws and adapters if there are any. Put the screws and adapters in the divided box. Keep them together so you don't confuse the mounting screws with the screws that held the cover in place. Slide the disk drive forward slightly. This will give you access to the connecting cables.
Draw a diagram of the cables and use a felt tip marker to show how the cables are attached.
Disconnect all the cables by grasping the connectors, not the wires. Lay the cables aside so they don't fall into the space where the disk drive had been. Now you can slide the disk drive out of the system unit. It should come free easily, so don't force it. Use one hand to push the drive out and the other to grasp it as it comes out of the system unit. This will prevent the drive from being damaged. Once you've removed the drive, place it on a flat, stable surface where it won't fall or be in your way.
The new drive will be installed in the opposite way. Before you install it, you'll have to terminate the drive and set the drive select jumper. These topics are discussed in the study unit about disk drives.
Slide the drive partially into the space in the system unit case. Attach the data and power cables. Refer to your diagram to be sure you get them right. Insert the screws and tighten them enough to secure the drive without damaging the mounting brackets or the drive. Check to be sure you've attached the cables correctly and secured the drive in place.
When you're sure everything is in order, replace the system unit case. Don't forget to replace the screws on the back of the system unit case. This procedure is covered in Section 3 of this video, so we won't repeat it here. Don't forget about configuring your system if necessary. The study unit about disk drives discusses how to do this.